I'm Dr. Jeff Gusky. I'm a Dallas emergency physician, fine art photographer, and explorer. I've been fortunate to photograph a hidden world of World War I beneath the trenches, which lie in ancient rock quarries that were converted to modern underground cities, and in which you find hundreds of beautiful artworks on the walls and an infrastructure that is at times as if 100 years ago was yesterday. This is an image which exists nowhere else on the Western Front. It's a premonition of the 20th century. You see a ship sinking that is a metaphor for the Titanic, which happened only 5 years before this was carved. Underneath the carving, you see liberty is leaving the world. Just to the left of the ship and above is a sun, and the words beneath, "The sun of my youth is setting." And to the right of it, above the ship, the disasters of the 20th century. It evokes something which is very important to me, which is that the faith that we have in technology needs to be moderated. And the most important thing is for us to retain our humanness and always be in control of technology as human beings with a human heart. As a medical doctor, I've treated much trauma. And yet, to see this photograph is a horror that even shocks me, because it conveys a disfigurement of someone who lived, yet who has half of his face almost gone. The sculpture is looking right at you, and it is a metaphor for the disfigurement, not only of the physical being, but of the inner life that was caused by war. It's very difficult to capture in a photograph the magnitude of these spaces. One of the places I photographed is 18 miles underground in one place. So until you can see it with your own eyes, one has a hard time imagining the vastness of these spaces. But I was able to capture through a panoramic photograph one place where you get a sense of just how large these places are. This is in a place where the Big Red, the 1st Division of the Chicago area, was involved in a horrific battle. It's in a cellar beneath a former farm that was completely destroyed. And these American soldiers felt such a love of America that they carved next to a stairway an American flag and the words USA forever. This is amazing. It's one of the only known inscriptions by troops who were New Zealand Maori. And in this inscription you see S. Isaac, very clearly, the name of the soldier, his serial number, and then underneath NZ Maori spelled out, very graphically. It's a treasure, it's priceless, and I believe that it's never been seen before by the public. This photograph is in a French chapel. The soldier that you see praying is actually opposed on the other side of the chapel by another soldier in a different uniform, kneeling in prayer and reverence as well. And in the middle you see an altar, the back of which is decorated with palm trees as if it's the Holy Land. And you see a cross, and it's a very sacred feeling place. And when I photograph this place, I never fail to go back to the thought of, if we were in this situation where life was hanging by a thread, where your fate was so uncertain, we would probably turn to something outside of ourselves, like they were, a faith in God, asking for something to hope for. And I think that that's what this represents.